And today I'll be analyzing USDJPY. But first, let me give a review of our last week trade or our last week setup or the analysis we did last week. So we expected the market to push back to this zone right here, as there's an order block, this order block. So we're expecting the market to give us this nice push after we got this break of structure right here, to give us this nice push to that order block. Then we push down, but the market really did not push up to that zone. What the market came to do is kind of fill a little of this order block, this fair value gap, push to the downside, came back to sweep this liquidity, making here a liquidity. Right, so there's liquidity there. Then we have this dunk to the downside. So our markets or our trades was not triggered, but I took some buys last week. I took a buy here as the market kind of were pushed down to the downside even before we could place our buy limits last week. The market opened with a weekly fair value gap, which we took advantage of, or I took advantage of rather. So let's clear the chart so we see where we have our best points of entry for this coming week. Let's clear the charts. So starting on the weekly, what are we seeing? So on the weekly, let's mark out our zones. So we have this zone right here. This zone. Also, we have this zone. This is a zone we are expecting the market to get to this coming week, as the market is aggressively heading to the downside. The market is aggressively heading to the downside. You can see the strong push ever since the market came back to that resistance zone. The market has been pushing aggressively to the downside. So going down to the daily time frame, what are we seeing? So on the daily time frame, what are we seeing after we got this nice break of structure right here? Okay. So I have this nice break of structure. We're expecting the market to, give us a very nice pullback. Give us a very nice pullback, then continuation. So I believe I'm still expecting a pullback. I'm still expecting a pullback. So what are we expecting? Well, let's mark out a zone. Let's mark out our zones for the daily time frame. And I am seeing this zone right here. Seeing this nice zone right here. Too small. Okay, that's a wonderful zone. So let's drop down to our 4-hour to see our best zone for our entries. So okay, so just like we said last week, after we got this break of structure, we're expecting the market now to get to this zone. As I'll say, like, this zone is the next bus stop for more traders to get in to this wave, but the market really not push down to that zone. Instead, the market is kind of giving us an inducement, a double top right there, which is money. And the market, just like it did, created an inducement here, created this inducement, then go to sweep that zone, then began to push aggressively. So I believe this is what the market is kind of likely to do this week. So I'm expecting the market to push up to clear out this liquidity, then down to the downside. Take out this liquidity, even though they did not get to this zone right here, but they should, or they will clear out this liquidity. I don't know how they are going to do it, but they would want to do it as liquidity is what fuels their move. So let's mark out our points of interest. So our first point of interest, or my first point of interest, will be at this level right here. I'll be marking out this full zone right here. I'll be marking out a full zone. Okay, so I'll be marking out this full zone as there is an order block right there, so the market is likely to respect it, then come back to this zone, as this zone is kind of base for the entry. So also I'm seeing this fair value gap. Looking left, we have this fair value gap that has not yet been filled properly. This fair value gap right here from that order block. which still have not yet been filled completely. If you take the so let's go down to the 1 hour to make it more precise. Okay, so on the 1 hour you can see that this fair value gap has not yet been filled. That fair value gap has still not yet been filled, so the market is, well, I say the market is more likely to fill it, and it's more likely to be respected because of, if the market definitely comes to fill this fair value gap, it's still taking out liquidity, which is also a very nice thing to see. Once the market wants to fill a fair value gap and is sweeping liquidity at the same time, that's a very strong confirmation, and we'll likely see a very nice push to the downside. So these are my points of interest for this week, this coming week. These are the places I want to get in for a trade, as there is also a fair value gap right here. This fair value gap, which still had not been filled. It's kind of beneath that other block. So this is what I am seeing, and this is the points or the places I want to get in the market. Except apart from these places, I'm really doing nothing. This is place I'll be observing the market to react to. So let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, these are what I am expecting. Now where I'll be waiting for my sales, waiting for sale after the market sweeps this liquidity and fills this fair value gap right there. This is my really best point of interest for me. Okay, and also at this zone right here. So these are the points I'll be expecting the markets to test. This is what I am expecting the market to give me this week. A push to this zone, this other block right here, and fair value gap, then a push back to that zone, and also continuation. If the market continues from that zone, comes to sweep out the liquidity, fills this fair value gap, then continue to the downside. So these are the two things I'm expecting the market to give us this week. So if you find this video helpful, do well to give it a thumbs up, and also share to your friends, share to the people who you believe this video will really help. And also, if it's your first time watching my video, first time viewing my channel, do well to subscribe and also smash that notification icon, so whenever I drop a nice content like this, you'll be the first person to receive it. And also, if you're not trading with Xness, do well to go to my video description and sign up with Xness. So when next we meet again, I wish you guys a happy trading and peace out, guys.